Let's see what's cooking. It's time for Yo-Yo Makes 12.
Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you, I'm going to call it a demonstration rather than a tutorial because you need these particular molds to be able to do this, and I know that some of you may not be able to find them. These are for Halloween. They are witches' fingers, and there's some eyeballs. And what you do is you fill up the little molds with the candy melting wafers, and then you can put a sucker stick here, and then you have little suckers when you're done. So I'm going to show you how to make these, and what I would suggest is you take a look at your local craft stores. If you have a bulk barn, which is a bulk food store in Ontario, then you may be able to find them there. These are the sucker sticks. They come in, I think there is 100 in here, and they're from the bulk barn, and these cost $2.49, which is fairly reasonable. So there are the sucker sticks. Okay, we're going to do the eyeball first. We need white, red, brown, and I'm going to make blue eyes, so we need blue. These are candy melting wafers. They taste a little like white chocolate, is what they taste like. And they're especially designed to be melted. And when they harden in a mold, they're nice and shiny. I bought these at the bulk barn. However, I know you can buy them online under the brand name Merckens or Wilton, and you can also get them at craft stores. So I bought these at the bulk barn, and I stored them at room temperature in these little plastic containers. Now you can melt these in a Ziploc bag, but if you have some concerns about Ziploc bags and the fact that they may release chemicals into the candy, then don't use them. I'm going to be making a couple here to show you. So I'm going to put some candy melting wafers in a glass microwavable bowl, and we're going to microwave them, and I'll show you how to do that. So I'm going to put the candy melting wafers in here. Now the secret to melting these is to melt them at 50% power, or if you don't have that on your microwave, melt them on defrost mode. So I'm just going to show you my microwave here. I've got power level, and I'm going to go to power level 5, which is 50%, and we're going to start off with 30 seconds, and we're going to do start. And after 30 seconds we'll take a look. If they started to melt, we'll give them a stir. If not, we're going to do another 30 seconds. This is after 3 30-second intervals. You can see they're starting to melt a little. So what I'm going to do is just take a spoon and just give them a stir. Because once they start to melt, it doesn't take long. Give them a little stir, just like that. That's enough. We're going to put them back in for another 30 seconds. Okay, and we're good. And once they're melted, as you're working with them, if they start to harden up, it's not going to take long to get them melted again because they seem to retain heat for quite a long time. This is actually perfect consistency for dipping or for whatever you want to do. Sometimes they're too thick. If they're too thick, then you need to add a little bit of vegetable shortening to it, stir it around, and it will thin it out and still be perfect for candy making. So there we go. Okay, I melted in this bowl, but I like to use them in Ziploc bags because I find it's just easier. So I'm going to transfer the melted white into a Ziploc bag. And then just hold on to this bowl with a spoon and use it again next time you have to melt some, if you have a whole bunch to do. There we go. First thing we're going to do is start off with the very center of the eye, which is going to be just a little bit of chocolate. We'll just let it drip. And then we'll just tap the mold a little bit and let it spread out. And we'll do the same thing with the other one. Okay, now for the colored part of the eye, I'm going to do that in blue. Now we could let this brown harden first, but I'm not going to, because I'm just going to be careful. Like so. And I know it doesn't look smooth, but all you have to do is give it a tap and it should smoothen out. Now what I've done is I put some red in a Ziploc bag, and to get the veins, this is going to be hard to see, but to get the veins, I'm just going to fill up the little veins with the red. Like so. And I'm going to go put this in the refrigerator, not for long, I'd say for 5-10 minutes to let it harden before we go on to the next step. But before I do that, actually, I'm going to do a witch's finger. Might as well. I'm going to do a witch's finger. I think we'll do a fingernail in red. So fill up the nail bed. Now we're going to fill this with green. And when it's just about full, we're going to add a sucker stick. We want to make sure it's further enough into the candy melting wafer, and I give it a little turn to coat it, and then put it in, just like that. And if you think it needs a little bit more to hold it in there, we'll add it. And then just a little tap, it'll smooth out, and you're going to put it in the refrigerator to harden. So now that the center of the eye and the little veins are set, we're going to add the white. Fill it up till it's almost full, and then we're going to add a sucker stick. And I usually give them a little turn just to coat. And you want to make sure there's enough of it to hold the sucker in place. And then I add a little bit more. It will even out, and all the bubbles will come to the surface as well. That's another reason why I'm going to tap it. Some light taps, the bubbles will come to the surface. And then refrigerate again. So once they're thoroughly chilled, you're just going to pop them out of the mold. And if they're cool enough, they should come out quite nicely. And they should be nice and shiny. There's the eyeball. Their eyeball. And another witch's finger. Now to serve them, you can just put them in a container and hand them out, or you could get these little treat bags. They also sell these at the Bulk Barn. And you put your little treat inside, like so. And then you can put a twist tie around here if you want, or a piece of ribbon. I mean, I don't have any orange or black ribbon, which would probably be best for this considering it's Halloween, but just so that you get the idea. Tie it with a piece of ribbon, and you can curl up the edges if you'd like. And there is one little Halloween treat for somebody. Next one I make, though, I will let the chocolate eye center harden before I put the blue. As you can see how they've kind of bled into one another, the colors. So I think I would let the chocolate harden before I put the blue. That's the only thing different I would do with these. Same thing with this one. The blue, you wouldn't see the blue going into the mid-center like that if I would have let the brown chocolate harden first. But they're still cute, and I'm still just as edible. So here's one where I let the brown part of the eye harden before putting the blue. And you can see how it's a lot nicer. And there's no bleeding into the brown into the blue.